beginning of the scene, Tybalt is jailed temporarily for starting a fight and majorly injuring a man for almost no reason at all. A family friend of the Capulets bails him out. 2 years later, when Romeo is on trial for killing Tybalt during the fight in the town square, the judge of the trial ends up being the family friend of the Capulets. But unfortunately, due to a bad lawyer, a mob, and the judge siding with the Capulet family, the verdict of the judge is persuaded against Romeo, and Romeo never receives a fair trial.
Characters in the play are...
I'm a witness, James Williams.
I believe the defense attorney.
I'm Romeo. I'm
the judge, Mr. Brown.
First of all, I'm Tybalt, but he was recently at the dentist, so he has a speech problem.
Okay.
And I'm also the prosecutor.
Okay, and who wrote this play?
Me.
Mr. Derek Gwynn. All right.
No.
Okay, yes.
Speech problem.
No.
Thanks again for getting out of that rat jail, Mr. Brown.
No problem. A judge with a little extra money is all it takes. Besides, that's what friends do for each other, right?
I guess, but I'd like to have you. Good night, Mr. Brown.
Good night, children.
Okay, 2 years later, in the courtroom.
Well, now I get to hear the case of that disgusting Romeo Montague killing the beloved Tybalt. It's a good thing he doesn't know I'm a friend of the Capulets.
Before I begin, I must say, Your Honor, that your robe makes you look rather bright. It also shines out, too.
Prosecutor, stop sucking up to me.
Sorry, sir. Anyways, in this case, you will find that the defendant, Romeo Montague, is guilty of killing Tybalt Capulet. We have evidence of a knife found in Tybalt's chest. There you go. Found in Tybalt's chest, as well as a citizen witness who was passing by at the time of the court.
Defense attorney, you may now convince.
In this case, you will find that the defendant, Romeo Montague, is indeed not guilty of killing Tybalt Capulet. We have evidence disproving the prosecutor's witness.
Prosecutor, you may now address your witness and bring forth all the evidence to trial. And where's that noise of the sounds of banging and yelling? Someone goeth and cease it. You may go on, prosecutor.
We'd like to call James Williams to the stand, please. Mr. Williams, you were in the town square at the afternoon of the court between Romeo and Montague, correct?
Yes, I was there at the time.
And what did you observe happening at that time?
When I walked into town square, the fight was already brewing verbally. Romeo was calling Tybalt names and arguing about something, and Tybalt was returning names at Romeo just as fast. Suddenly, one of the men stabbed the other with a fatal blow to the heart. The man fell, as far as I could see, died almost instantly.
And you see in this courtroom the man who stabbed the other?
Yes, it was Romeo Montague.
I object!
Order!
Use instructor.
Nope.
You broke the evidence.
Destruction of evidence! How have I done this?
Keep going. Thank you, Mr. Williams. You may return to your seat.
Very well.
Judge, defense attorney, you may now give your response regarding the statement of the prosecutor.
Judge, I would like for you to view this recent document of a background check on the witness, Mr. James. If you turn to page 3.
I still hear the banging noise from outside the front doors. Mob demanding Romeo is guilty? Sorry, defenseman, you may go on.
As I was saying, if you turn to page 3, it states that at the time of this quarrel, Mr. Williams was just returning home from a party at which he had been at since the night before. It also states that he was drunk that night. Because of this, it leads me to believe that he could still have been drunk, and therefore is not a reliable witness.
Very well, this does prove that the prosecutor's source is not reliable. What other evidence do you wish to bring forward?
Well, at this time, we don't have any other evidence. I guess bad luck came from walking under that ladder earlier today.
What? I'm such a bad lawyer.
Well then, because the lack of evidence from the defendant's side of the case, the evidence, or the once evidence, of the knife from the state's side of the case, and a mob demanding that Romeo is guilty, we will not see a final trial because I've already reached a verdict. The defendant, Romeo Montague, is guilty as charged. He will be banished from the city of Verona. If he does not take leave before tomorrow dawn, he may be killed by anyone who finds him. Case dismissed. I'm sorry, go take that mob.
Wait.
I think Kyle should have a little bit for a second.
Scene.